Hello and welcome to another episode of Arcades and Avenues, the podcast dedicated to Disneyland Paris, where we look at contemporary news in the parks as well as have a fun look at what makes DLP unique. And I am the visionary, I am the accurate predictor, the Nostradamus of our times, Ash. And is my co-host, my pilot, my sister from another mister, Holly. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm doing swell.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Something in the air, the atmosphere, but I'm just having a great time. I'm always having a great time when we do this podcast, but particularly this one is just so, I don't know, it's just extra special.
Got an extra pep in your step.
I do.
Yeah.
I woke up and I was like, oh, this is going to be a great episode today.
It is.
Oh, gosh. And you? Are you all right? Are you doing well?
Well, we'll get into it.
Yeah?
I've got to eat some humble pie today, haven't I?
Oh, wow. Some. Yeah, I think you got a big batch of it. Let's go into what all of you have been waiting for, all right? Because let's be honest, the catch up isn't any interesting than what we're going to do now, and that is go straight into D23, our predictions, but more importantly, what was revealed at D23 for Disneyland Paris, and in particular, the biggest news that is, dare I say, bigger than Lion King Land? Do I say that? Yeah. Am I going a little bit too far?
Well,
I mean,
I'm sure people will agree, some will disagree.
I say it's pretty significant. People are like, oh, but it isn't that much of an announcement. But I would say this particular announcement is probably the daddy of announcements. This could be
for a lot of people.
This could be classified as like 2 or 3 announcements in one.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, as myself and many diehard loyalist fans, the ones that didn't doubt, had predicted, the moon is coming back. You hear me?
It is.
It is coming back, Holly.
It is.
Who would have thought it? I know, right? Who would have thought it?
Well, clearly not me.
No.
And, well, I owe you and a hell of a lot of other people an apology. So I came prepared.
Oh.
And I have a prop.
That is amazing.
Would you like me to grovel now or later?
No. Let's start. Just give the people what they want.
I hope I don't have to do this often on this podcast because this is humiliating. But yeah, well, it's happening. So roll the tape.
Yeah.
But I would like to offer my most sincere, spectacular overdue apologies to Ash, the Imagineers, and the wider Disneyland Paris community. On our last podcast episode, I confidently declared that Space Mountain would never return to La Terre à la Lune, with all the misplaced certainty of a woman who has apparently learned nothing from Disney history, and I announced that the dream is dead. After 15 years of begging Disney to bring back the moon and receiving precisely nothing, I decided that this was a perfectly sensible hill to die on. Unfortunately, Disneyland Paris Imagineers had other plans at D23. Whilst I was delivering my grand verdict, Disney was apparently loading me into the Columbiad and preparing to fire me directly at the moon. So to Ash, Disneyland Paris Imagineering, and every fan who kept believing, I am very sorry for doubting you. To everyone who spent the last 15 years insisting that one day we would return from the Earth to the moon, congratulations, you were right. And I was astronomically wrong. I would like to make it clear that I'm delighted about it. I should have listened and trusted the fans. And I should probably never be allowed to make a definitive statement about Disneyland Paris, space travel, or anything that might happen in the future. Thank you to Ash, my co-host, my brother, for being patient, passionate, and consistently more correct than me. Your faith in the dream has been rewarded, and while my confidence has been blasted into orbit and left there without a return ticket, I would like to say I have learned my lesson, but given the history of this podcast, that feels dangerously optimistic. The end.
Wow.
Yeah. Is that good enough for you? Is that good enough for you?
That was very, very heartfelt. And that was all from the bottom of your heart.
I had to do a bit of digging to get there.
That's brilliant. That was beautiful. Oh, and you did. I love the astronomical, because you connected Ash with astronomical, and I thought
astronomical.
That was brilliant. Yeah, I liked that.
So there you have it. You heard it here first. Yes. I was wrong, but I do genuinely mean it. Like I'm happy to be proven wrong on this occasion. I just genuinely, when it's been over a decade of hearing, bring back the moon, hashtag bring back the moon, I just thought, this is just never going to happen. Truly, I just never believed in a minute. So when I woke up on that Sunday, this time last week, I was like, I can't believe it. I actually had to make sure I wasn't being punked.
You need to pay your dues and not doubt about the moon coming back, because it is. It is coming back, people, whether you like it or not. To all the haters out there, it is coming back. This is what makes DLP unique, just like what I said at the beginning of this podcast. And Space Mountain, the moon at Discoveryland, is what makes it unique.
Yeah. No, it's amazing news. Do you know, I've actually never ridden the original version of Space Mountain.
Really?
Yeah, never.
So
it was Mission 2.
Is this going to be new to you? Is this going to be new to you when you come back on, like, and it comes back?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, because I think when I first visited, I was a teenager, so it was Mission 2, and then we got the Space Mountain hyperspace Star Wars overlay, which is all I've ever known, really. So
wow.
Be good to see what all the fuss is about. But if like knowing Disneyland Paris, I feel like it will be returned to the original vision, but it won't be the same as what it was, because I'm sure they've got new technology now that they'll want to implement in there somewhere.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. It'll be upgraded. Yeah. Exactly. It'll be an elevated version of what it once was, not bringing it back and making it as, do you know what I mean? Lower in terms of the technology that I had before. So, I'm looking forward to it, you know. I saw signs, but honestly, it was probably more optimism than like this is a sure thing, because obviously, how do you know unless you're an Imagineer? You're just not going to know. But the biggest giveaways was when they redid the gate, and then when they did the lights.
Yeah.
When they did that light show, and we was there, we saw it like last year, Christmas or no, October. I was like, should we have a look at the lights? I think I can't remember, but it was either Halloween or Christmas when we went. Yeah. And then we looked at it and I'm like, okay, cool. All right, shall we go? That was it. Because it wasn't amazing, but it was quite significant in their communication to the guests that we've decided to do this.
Yeah.
And nothing else is going to happen. No, it can't be. Something else. This is a sign of something more. And so that's when I just kind of put my chips on the table. Like, yeah, they're bringing back the moon. They have to. There's no way they're investing in a light show to have.
But also, I don't remember a Space Mountain being down for that lighting rig to be put on there. It's almost like one day we woke up and they were like, "Oh, there's new lighting package on Space Mountain."
Well, if you remember the scaffolding they had, and that was on for a long time.
Yeah,
But they
now I do
never
remember.
announced what the lighting, like they
No.
announced they were doing like painting. That's what they're announcing.
Yeah, like
And then they said,
refurbishment.
"Oh, we're gonna do the installation of a night." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Is this within the thing? Did they plan this, or was this a last minute decision?"
Mm.
Which we know now it was a planned thing. And so yeah, that's kind of what it is. Which kind of leads me on to what you messaged me yesterday, and we
Yeah.
don't really have significant news around the parks. I think everyone is talking about what the announcement was for
Hmm.
DLP and D23, so we'll stick to that. But apparently, there has been a increased focus on updating the parks, because it needs to be updated, obviously, but more so than just updating the parks, they're having a project. It's called Project New Magic, where the it's a program by Imagineers and operations team where they're gonna look at refreshing classic attractions. Of course, we're talking about Space Mountain. That's one of them, but also you've seen the Castle Bridge, which they're doing.
Rivers of the Far
Um,
West.
Rivers of the Far West is another one where they
Uh-huh.
are, they've added new animals and stuff to it, and I'm sure they're going to be doing other things as well.
Well, I
That
have
that
a
haven't been
I have a
announced.
speculation about something. I
Okay.
think I don't know if you've seen on Twitter, but like since like lockdown, Fort Comstock has like just been basically abandoned. You used to
Right.
be able
Yeah.
to
Yeah. Yeah.
walk onto the Frontierland Bridge and stuff. I mean, it
Yeah.
was weird as hell in there, but I like things like that. It was like real, like freaky, like static figures and stuff in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But basically, since I think 2021, it's like not you've not been able to use it and you've not been able to go inside it, and there's just been like it's just been barricaded off. But
Yeah.
the past couple of weeks, they've been putting proper walls up, like refurbishment walls around Fort Comstock, and then it has pardon our pixie dust signs on it, like we're updating this area for your future enjoyment. So like we're all like,
Mm.
could it finally be that if they're going to like sort it out and get it open? Because although it's something I'm sure many guests walk past, much like the animals and the rivers of the Far West and the geysers and things like that, probably just walk past it. They're
Yeah.
like not interested. They want to get to Big Thunder Mountain or Phantom Manor. They don't care about walking through an old Western fortress. But I care about it, and I would
Yeah.
love to see it back open. So I really hope that that is part of this. I can't remember what was the project called, like Make New Magic.
New Magic. Project New
Yeah,
Magic.
Project New
Which.
Magic. I mean,
Which. Yeah.
it's great. Like I'm not being negative, but I just think like just to like get things as they should be, it has to be a project with Disneyland
Yeah.
Paris. I
Yeah.
hope the railway is part of this project as well.
Well, yeah, that is a very good point, actually. It has to be because it's disgraceful at the moment. It's just like, how long does it take? Fantasyland and
I haven't
Discoveryland
seen
have been out for
Discoveryland
like,
Station open for years
yeah,
now.
yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that needs to be part of it. I think that's a very Disney thing. Everything
Yeah.
is a project, even if it's just like project spring cleaning, and it's like, what does that mean? Oh yeah, we're just spring cleaning.
We're going
So
to pressure
everything's a
wash the
project.
floor.
Yeah, maybe it's just the ADHD version of like making everything a project, so they get things that they need to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a thing apparently, and so we look forward to seeing what that becomes.
I actually have
Um,
a proposition now.
yeah,
Because Disneyland Paris are evidently listening to the wider community,
yeah,
we've had
yeah.
hashtag bring back the moon. So while we're on the subject of making new magic, I want to start a petition, start a movement on hashtag bring back the bride. I would love
Mm,
to see, as much as, when Phantom Manor a few years back had that massive refurbishment, I would really love to see the previous ending brought back to Phantom Manor. I would like to see Melanie be the hero in the story and not the villain, which they changed it to, with her asking everyone to marry her. I would like to see her in her skeletal form, saving the day at the end, singing, ah. And I would like to see little Leota put back in the wine cellar at the exit of the ride, please. If you're listening, Disneyland. Josh?
Yes.
Please, can we have hashtag bring back the bride movement now?
Yes. That's amazing, actually. I mean, I
know you hate Phantom Manor, so
I don't
hate
it. I don't hate it. Before you say it, I don't hate it. Yeah, this is why I was laughing, because I'm not.
It's not your fave.
You know, it's not my favorite, but I appreciate it. I wouldn't ever get rid of it. It's part of history, and it's the best version of it all around the world. So, as a Disney historian, so to speak, as a fan, I know it's important, so I appreciate its importance, even though it's not my favorite. However, saying that, it would be nice to bring back some things, like make some callbacks on what it used to do. Do you know what I mean? I think that would be pretty cool. And that would make me excited to go on it again for a couple of times.
I just think, like, you can hear the little Leota when you leave the ride now, but there's nothing there. Like, and it was just like, if you guys can remember, it's like a little animatronic Leota, like dressed in a bride outfit, saying hurry back. And like, I don't know, I just feel like I don't know if you can remember when they did the big refurbishment on it, like, I don't know what it was, like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
It really bummed me out that they changed the ending. And if you remember, they actually changed the soundtrack, and people created so much that they had to put the original soundtrack back on. Do you remember that?
Yeah. I remember there was a big ruckus on it.
It's just, I don't know. I just think,
because a lot of those things happened around the same time, I didn't know what people were pissed off with. Which, I mean, probably they were annoyed with everything, really. But yeah, definitely, I remember there was a commotion about it.
It's just, I don't like where she used to be with all the crystals, like, at the end, saving you. Now it's just like a couple of coffins with one hand holding a ring, and I just feel like it's just anticlimactic.
Yeah.
And I don't like the fact that she's in between you in the Doom buggy. I feel like it makes way more sense for the Phantom to be sat in the Doom buggy with you.
Yeah.
Just my 2 cents.
Yeah. I think that definitely is I think for the casual, they don't really care. They're like, oh my goodness, something's with us, like that, but they don't really understand about the story. But I get, in terms of like the storytelling of it, and to the hardcore fans, that makes sense more. New magic is happening, and another thing that was also announced was, of course, Lion King Land, and we got more of a update on the concept of Pride Lands and what that would look like. The big thing about that, or what they was pushing, was the Scar animatronic, which to me isn't really a massive announcement. I didn't get it. Yeah, did you know you're getting a Scar animatronic? It's the first Scar animatronic. I was like, so?
It's the first Lion King ride, so it's
of course it's like it's the first Lion King attraction, bro. Like, I don't like like, why are you making this like this is the thing that should stand out from the news? Like, that's not news. Like, all of it is new.
I mean, just going off track slightly, I felt like this year at D23 was like a microwave. It was the reheating of things that we already know, apart from like a couple of things. And I felt like they really didn't go into any detail about anything at all. No. They had confirmed, was it Encanto's going to be a trackless dark ride?
Yeah.
And then
no animals there.
The one that made me laugh the most was right at the end. They were like, guess what? We're reimagining Disneyland's Tomorrowland. And then they've no.
And then they pissed off.
Curtain closed. And I was like, okay, but, like, can we not have some blue sky?
Yeah, nothing.
Like, imagery, like just throw some ideas out there. No, it was just like, we're doing up Tomorrowland. And then literally the next day on Tomorrowland, I was like, we're going to redo this area for future enjoyment. Everyone's like, but we don't know what the hell they're doing to it.
No. Which, I'll be honest with you, and this is a side note.
Yeah.
I think that's a Josh D'Amaro thing.
Do you?
definitely a Josh. This is
I
one of
don't
the
dislike it. I'm
big.
going to be real.
This is one of the big things where Josh is like, I'm CEO now. This is happening. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's not just. Bob was focusing on Avatar. He's like, no. We're doing this first before we do Avatar. So I think that's a Josh D'Amaro thing. And you know what? Tomorrowland in Disneyland Resort is needed because
It is
God
so
bless
bad.
It's very, very tired. It's very, very tired.
To be honest,
Whether,
I feel
whether
like
that will include a people mover, who knows? I think that's
I
going to
hope
be
they bring
another
the people
discussion.
back. That would make everybody so happy.
It would. But
It's
yeah.
just
So
sat
that's
there.
it's just yeah. But
Like they had it,
yeah.
but it's just like, why did that? And also, like, going back. Sorry, I'm gonna. There's so many ideas I have to spit out. It really made me laugh. Like, I'm happy. I'm happy about it. Don't get me wrong. But you know when they're like, we're gonna fix the Yeti, and it's like, it's taken you 20 years.
Yeah, I know. That was so
to
funny.
Like, how much money as a company? Like, it's a multi-billion-dollar company we're talking about here that we all give our money to over and over and over again. Like. That, I mean, am I getting this mixed up? But wasn't the rumor or like the reason behind it was they couldn't take it out because it was like holding up the structural integrity?
There was a big thing. Yeah, there was a big thing about how the structure was getting in the way of it, and they tried to figure out ways of how to do it, and they just basically it just didn't become a priority. So it's not like they couldn't do it. It was just like, well, people are coming, and no one is really making a big fuss of it. I mean, people did say it. The fandom was speaking about it, but it wasn't like this is really fan. This is really fan service. If anything, it's not because they needed to do it. It's just because hey, we've got nothing else going on, so let's just do this and give them a cookie. Because literally everything else, like you said, was just reheated.
Yeah, but do you think it's Josh like? I'd love to think that it's Josh and the team and the Imagineers going like, this is something the fans around the world, so like us in Paris asking for Bring Back the Moon, people ask like the running joke, and do you know what? I hope it is him and his team saying, do you know what? We've listened and we're going to get these things right. But can I just say the opening number where they took the mick out of themselves for like 4 minutes straight? Yeah. They took the mick out of the Yeti about projection mapping faces, and
you mean like that musical number that they did?
Yeah, being a Disney animatronic, and they even took the mick out of Olaf falling over.
Yeah, they did.
They were able to poke fun at themselves, and it's like if Disney itself can laugh at it, then you know, like it.
Exactly.
And I just
we did that straight away.
Yeah, yeah. But I know that people were like funny about.
Oh no, I don't want to ruin the magic for people. Like, grow up. Get a grip. Come on, it's like it's a funny
like,
thing. It's a funny thing.
You can laugh at it. It's
exactly.
I thought that whole opening number. That is my flavour of 100%. Autism and my kind of humour. Like, it was absolutely brilliant. I feel I've got off on a bit of a tangent now, but yeah, other than that, we didn't really get anything new. But going back to Scar, I want to say that I'm glad that it's not going to be like, I mean, we still don't really know, but from them making such a statement about Scar being in the ride and there being I think they said there was going to be like the end scene or something would be Scar. I'm hoping that they're not going to like sugarcoat like the Lion King story, because like, let's be realistic, like it is. Do I think we're going to see Mufasa die per se? No, I don't. But I would like to make. Do you know what I mean? I hope that they go for like, just a true story. And it's not.
Could you imagine just seeing a loop of Mufasa just falling down?
Brother,
brother.
No, and then like I don't think it's going to be to that extreme, but I just don't want it to be like Hakuna Matata, everything's sunshine and rainbows. Do you know what I mean? I'd like to see like a bit of like, you know, the drought and
probably like, if it was an American park that probably would happen, but
100%.
DLP 100%. They don't really sugarcoat things in DLP, so I'm not worried about that.
We're side in DLP.
Yeah, we are. Do you know what I mean? Like Phantom Manor, you're like Tower, we get
Terre.
But I don't worry about that. But yeah, I just thought it was just odd, really, that they were making that the thing of Scar animatronic. Now, of
Throw a
course,
bone.
we saw an updated concept art, which I thought was interesting. Going to be the biggest attraction, bigger than Pirates of the Caribbean, as in like indoor type of
Yeah,
thing. Do
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like it's going to be massive. So
Mm-hmm.
that's exciting. We saw there's going to be toilets. There's going to be a store, and possibly I don't know if there's a restaurant, but a
There
snack
might be a
area,
quick
definitely
service.
a quick service. But what I saw as well, it looked like there was like I don't know if if you can't even remember this, but in Animal Kingdom, very close to um the barbecue restaurant. Oh, I can't remember what it's called now. There's like a stage, like a small stage where you have
Hmm.
like small performances, and that's kind of what it looks like in Lion King Land. Now I don't know whether that's a small stage for meet and greets or whether they're gonna do like dances or performances or
I
anything
would
like that.
love to
But
see the
that was
African
interesting.
musicians and
Yeah,
dancers, which we used to have, like, I don't know, 20
we
years
did.
ago,
Yeah,
15, 20 years ago.
yeah,
We
yeah,
used to
yeah.
have them performing almost daily in
Outside
Adventureland,
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata. I would love to see them bring that to Lion King.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of streetmosphere that area needs. They've also got Rafiki's tree, haven't they, going
Yes, they
in to
have.
Lion King
That's right.
Land? So I would have thought that would have been a photo location. But when it comes
Mm-hmm.
to Disneyland Paris, like, you can never tell. Like, we have so many amazing photo locations, and you'll never see a photographer or a meet and greet there. So
No,
who
no.
knows?
Who knows?
Who
But
knows?
yeah, I would just liked a little bit more. It was good to see them in the log, in the actual
Mhm.
log, the flume thing, and
Oh, yeah, we
seeing the
got to see
structure.
the log. We got to see the
Yeah,
log, and it's gonna be a high capacity ride, which thank God.
yeah,
Do
yeah,
you know what I mean? I think each row sits 4, and there's 4 rows. Is that right?
yeah, yeah.
3 or 4 in a row?
Four, yeah. I think there's four in a row, and there's 4x4 basically.
Yeah. So that's
So
good. It's not like Disneyland Tiana's where it's like single file.
yeah, no, no, it won't be like that. And Tiana's they get through a lot, but still, because of again, it's just about the demand, really, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it's always going to be busy at some point, but it's just how they'll deal with it. But I'm sure they'll be fine. But yeah, so that was that announcement. Um, the last announcement for D23 for DLP anyway was the new parade coming to Disneyland Park. Now, this will retire.
Some parade.
There's Stars on Parade. I'm not a big fan of it, so that's probably why. Um, and yeah, it will come in 2028. The new parade. It looks pretty exciting. It is, I think, purpose built from what I've read. So each
Hopefully.
float will not, none of them will be rehashed stuff. This will be brand new from, built up top to
Mhm.
bottom, and it will include Aladdin, Coco, Rapunzel, and whatnot. I would like to see some other characters that we haven't seen much into the park.
Mhm.
I don't
Such
think that will
as
happen.
Geppetto.
Geppetto, I think Geppetto love is severely lacking in DLP.
Underrepresented.
It's just, yeah. So we need
No,
to be
but
the voice
on a
for
serious
Geppetto.
note, who would you like to see in the parade?
I would like to see Mulan.
Yeah.
Like I would like to see Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, wouldn't we all?
I would like to see things that make sense being in France.
Beauty and the
Now, of
Beast?
course, yeah, Beauty and the Beast. Of course, Hunchback of Notre Dame. There's nothing representing Hunchback of Notre Dame whatsoever. So why that would have a float would make no sense, because people would look at it and go, "Yeah, okay. Have you got anything like that in the parks?" And like, no, not even merchandise.
Nah.
So I get it, but I just think something different would be great to see, really.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it was only like 2 pictures we got to, and it wasn't even announced in the official like Horizons broadcast, was it? It was
no,
our new president, and I always forget his name. So sorry,
no, Christopher Murphy.
Christoph
Uh,
Murphy.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
it. Thomas Musloom was at D23, wasn't he?
Thomas Lune is now the head of Parks and Resorts, and
Yeah.
he
I'm with
was
you.
all right. He was very.
He's
He didn't come
fine.
across as polished as Josh does. Josh looks like he's
Mm.
actually talking like with passion.
But he's
seems very
he's the man in
rehearsed,
charge
doesn't it?
now. So
Yeah,
don't
but
worry.
he's a man in charge now, so
He
he's
is.
not going to do it anymore.
But yeah, it was Christoph Murphy who, like, almost immediately after the presentation had ended, uploaded on his personal Instagram, like, "Oh, here, have some concept art for a new parade. It wasn't announced at the D23, but right. This is I'm gonna end the D23 rant with 2028 is an unimportant year in terms of things going to Disneyland Paris. 2027 looms. Disneyland Paris's 35th birthday looms.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not getting a new parade. I was completely off the mark there, because the new parade that we are getting is not coming to the following year. Even though, knowing Disneyland Paris, a birthday celebration normally lasts about 5 years.
It will bleed into the 35th.
They last about 5 years each celebration. Yeah. By the time the 30th finishes, the 35th starts. You know how it is. But yeah, I was just like really surprised that, like, it wasn't even mentioned. That's what, do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't even. But
it wasn't even mentioned.
I know that there is a press thing for Disneyland Paris in the wintertime, normally around November, December time. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
We said that, didn't we? We said, Disneyland Paris, they like to announce their own stuff, so maybe they'll have their own press conference that'll announce it, which isn't surprising to us because we did say that. But I'm just surprised that they didn't say, and here's a logo for the 35th anniversary.
They're probably still drawing it up.
And more details to come soon. Do you know what I mean?
They heard me say on the last one, I bet you it'll be pink into purple with a fancy 35, and they're like, quick, scrap that.
We can't make we can't
It'll be like a cartoony style now. They'll go back to the, how they have the year designs, which are always really gaudy and garish, like 2026, 2025, yada, yada, yada. It'll be like that. 35 years.
Hilarious.
Just throwing my predictions out there, because I didn't get the last ones right.
Well, that could be in a future episode, right? What is going to be that's if they announce that they're going to do a press release, which I'm sure they will do a press conference. Yeah. But what will be the announcements for the 35th anniversary? That will be a fun episode to do later on in the year. So that was D23. Of course, a lot of you already know this because you all tapped into what was going on. So just giving our thoughts, really. But not really much change, but we are happy that the moon is coming back. Yes. We also got some other great news from our side as well, Holly. We want to mention what we're about to release for Arcades and Avenues.
Oh, yeah. So you guys might have remember, on our Instagram a few months back, I sort of soft launched that we'll be having our own website. That is going to be going live this week. I don't want to give a specific date, but it will be this week. Once the pod is out, I'll endeavour to get it out this week, where you'll be able to stream the podcast. We'll also have some blog posts up there, and we'll also have a little about us section. And I'm sure it will get more interested as time goes on, but it just makes us more official. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and you can hear my thoughts ramble on about different things, and Ash's thoughts on different things that we don't get to cram into the podcast, because otherwise our podcast will be 3 hours long.
Yeah, and we do reduce it a lot because of it's rambling on and coming off tangents.
Oh, shut up.
And I believe your written apology will be uploaded on there as well.
Sure, why not?
You gotta. You don't want to write all of that in vain.
No.
All right, you need to put it on there so that other people could read it and take delight. I think it was
Maybe
beautiful.
Watch
it really
me read it out on YouTube, or listen to me read it out on the audio. But no, now they need to see the actual.
And then they can read it exactly. So you have the transcript.
Digest it in English where you can, with me saying I was wrong.
I'm going to frame it.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do. So
I'll
Oh,
post
yeah.
this off to you, mate,
Yeah.
and then
Thank you very much.
you can have it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Right. You also had another interesting escapade, so to speak, where you went on your very first Disney cruise line.
All
So
right, which side? This side.
there we are. Look at
I
that. Is that what
did.
you got from the cruise?
I already had the bag. Steve bought me that
Right.
before
Okay.
we went, and then I own not one but two Captain Minis because the autistic need for my daughter to have something in either hand. We've got two of them, so yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah,
Beautiful. So yeah, give us a rundown what happened. This was your very first one. What
it
was it
was.
like? What the lead up to it, arriving, seeing
Oh
your
man.
room, seeing the thing, like I want to know everything.
Whew. Right, where to begin? So I want to say, um, where do I even start? Like, first ever cruise,
Yeah.
guys, first ever cruise. I was very apprehensive and very anxious about going on a cruise because I'm a very anxious person and it was something
Yeah.
entirely new for me. So I spent probably the last 6 months watching repetitive Disney cruise vlogs. I was also really worried about a few things. I was worried that I was going to get seasick because I am a person that does get seasick. Um, yeah, but it's something I've always wanted to do. And actually, get my tiny little violin out. When I was a young mum and I had my son when I was 20 and I was also completely broke. So a lot of the times I used to cheer myself up by ordering the Disney Cruise Line brochure. And like, do you remember when you used to be able to order brochures and you could flick through it?
Yeah. Oh wow.
Just to cheer myself up. And I just never, back then, I never even thought it would ever be possible for me to go on a Disney cruise. So having that dream of being able to finally go on a Disney cruise come to reality was really emotional. But I have to say, going from Southampton is so easy.
Mm.
Like, the stress of going to an airport it's a lot. We drove to Southampton on the day, left about 8:30 in the morning, got there bang on 12 o'clock. Our boarding time was 12:30. We walked straight into the terminal, straight through security, upstairs, checked in, and straight on. We were on the ship by 12:20, I want to say.
Where's security on the ship? Do they
No,
do
it's like
security on the
it's like in a
ship?
terminal before you board.
Right. Okay.
You got like the
So they
cruise
put
terminal.
your bag in there and everything. They check it all. You get
Well,
patted
actually,
down and
no,
whatnot.
I've missed. So Disney sent us luggage tags before we went. So your suitcases, like your heavy bags, you
Yeah.
literally just give to porters before you enter the cruise terminal. It has like your room number, your name, what time you're boarding on. The porters will take them away. So you're only really taking, like, if you've got a backpack. I had a bag, and then obviously like a pram bag for my daughter. That goes through security. So just like your hand luggage, so to speak, that goes through security, and it takes like 2 minutes. We didn't queue at all.
Crazy.
They
That's
do
amazing.
say though, and this will be my one tip for anyone who's got an upcoming cruise: do not arrive at your cruise terminal more than sort of half an hour, 45 minutes before your boarding time, because you will be sat around. It's not like, oh, if you get there early, we'll let you on. They have these groups, your boarding groups, for a reason, and you won't get on earlier.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So,
So you
yeah.
get on there. It's 12:20,
Yeah.
and you're
Had the
getting
shout
on with
out.
your group. And then you get your shout out. Is that what happens?
So as you board a Disney cruise, they will ask you for your family name, and as you walk onto the ship, they will introduce your family, and everybody gives a round of applause.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how was that for you, being a person famously hating any of that type of stuff?
It gives me the same kind of feeling, like, this is why I never want to get married again, because it's just like having everyone stand and look at you and stand and clap. Surprisingly, we had quite an early boarding time, so there was hardly a soul there, so it was fine. It was just the cast members clapping us, which was quite nice,
Okay.
actually. So if
That's fine.
if it was like like 4 o'clock boarding, and everyone's on the in the atrium watching you, I think I would have been sick. But there was like nobody there other than the cast members when we got on, and the other people walking through, so it was fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And imagine for families it's cool, but if you're by yourself
Oh, it must be
and like,
awkward. Hell.
and welcome Patterson, and I'll be like, okay, well, come on, man, I'm just by myself. Just leave me alone, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, leave me
Hello
alone.
there.
Yeah. Is you by yourself? About you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I suppose for people that go regularly, they're all right with it. I
Yeah.
probably would. I'd probably cringe. But
Yeah.
good. So you go to your room straight away, or what? What
No.
did you do?
You, oh gosh, what did we do? Well, we decided to have a walk around the ship first because we weren't that hungry. So we had a walk around the ship. Aidan had made a group of friends who were travelling on the cruise via Snapchat. So he went off with his friends literally the minute we got on the ship, his new
What?
friends. Yeah.
He already made friends before
Yeah.
he boarded.
Yeah, so like they was like a Snapchat group or something for our specific cruise, and it was all kids his age, so they all sort of planned to meet up the minute they got on.
That's brilliant.
It is,
Oh,
I'll,
that's
I'll get
hilarious.
more into Aidan's experience in a
Yeah,
moment
yeah,
because it's really quite interesting. But yeah, we just had to wander around the ship. We went to open house at the kids club at the Oceaneer Lab for my daughter, who was really excited to see what it was like in there. And it was amazing because normally parents aren't allowed in there. They do open house sessions like throughout your sailing. But the big one is you go there, you register. If you want your children to go to kids club, you register them and you can play in there for a bit. So we probably
yeah.
spent half hour, 45 minutes playing with her in there. And then we went to Cabanas to the buffet and had some lunch, which was amazing. And then your room's ready. So about we hadn't even been on the ship an hour and our room was ready and they just put your suitcases outside. Which,
And
yeah,
how big are the rooms compared to like a room at Sequoia Lodge, for example? Like,
I would
was it
actually, well,
comfortable
I
or?
think it depends on the stateroom that you choose. I chose because it was our first cruise and it's something I waited quite a long time to do. I chose a deluxe family stateroom with a veranda balcony. And me and Steve both said that actually it was probably comparable to a room that you would get in like one of the regular hotels at Disneyland Paris.
Yeah. Yeah.
With a balcony and then a balcony as well, and you have like your toilet and your bathroom is separate and it's a full bathroom, like you have a bath in the
Mm.
bathroom on the cruise, which is like kind of unheard of but is great if you've got small children.
Yeah.
And it was I genuinely I could not fault the room.
Yeah.
The pillows last night, I got into my own bed and I was googling what pillows they have on the Disney Cruise Line and if I could buy them because the pillows
Right.
were so comfy.
Yeah. That's great.
I actually didn't
Um,
even film like a room tour or anything. I was just so excited to get
you didn't
amongst it
do a
all.
room tour?
No.
Oh man, I'd love to have seen
I
that.
mean, there's some on YouTube. You can see what the rooms are like.
What was yours again? The Disney Wish or the Dream?
The Dream, and we had a deluxe family veranda room.
So you're on and you get and there's housekeeping and everything every day, right? They come in
Yep,
and clean up the room and everything. Um,
that's for
and
everyone,
so
regardless.
that's for everyone regardless.
Hmm.
And you go and you eat. So there's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you go to the same restaurants, or is there
Nope.
different restaurants?
Before we get on to the food, I just want to say, like, after getting into our room and decorating our door, those that don't know, on Disney Cruise, decorating your door is a big deal. And I was very last minute, so I had like some magnets off of Etsy and I did the best what I could. But some people went all in on their doors, like they had lights, they had like wreaths, they had.
Whoa, decorating your doors. I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah, you
That's
decorate your door. So because the doors are metal, because you're on a cruise
yeah,
ship, people make magnets and get like
to
magnet
identify them.
hooks. Well, just for a bit of fun.
Okay.
So I had a magnet made that looked like the back of the Dream, so with Saucer and Mickey and the mops and buckets that said like Disney Dream, Hayward Brown family, 17th to the 21st of August. Made to stick on the door, and then I had another one that just said looked like a cast member badge that said Hayward Brown family. Then I had just
Yeah.
like Sailor Mickey, Minnie, all the characters. One that just like an amalgamation of Disney Cruise themed door magnets. And then
Yeah.
you have something called a fish extender, which you hang on your room number because they're like they're like hooks. Your room number has like a hook on it, so you hang a fish extender, which is essentially like a hanging decoration with pockets, and people will leave you pixie dust every day, and you leave other people pixie dust,
Oh, that's
and it's
amazing. I
amazing.
didn't know that was a thing. That's
Yeah,
great.
it's honestly the thing with the cruise. I think a lot of it surprised me. The things that I didn't think I'd be bothered about, I ended up really loving, and vice versa. Things I was really
Yeah.
looking forward to were a bit underwhelming. So, um, yeah. So yeah, and then we have the sail away party, which I'd waited like so long to have a sail away party where all the characters and your cruise director gets on the stage. The characters sing a song, they count down, the horn goes off, and then you're on your way to wherever you're going. In our case, we were going to Spain.
Boom, 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 boom. That's right. They do like
That
what do
wasn't
they
our
do?
one.
What's okay?
Ours
I
was a
thought they
dream
did
is a
once.
wish a heart makes. So it's like,
Oh,
oh
right,
God,
okay,
I've got to
fine.
do my horn impression now.
Yeah,
I'm
what's
trying to
that? Go
think.
on. What's the
Do
dream?
do 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 do.
Boop 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 boop. And did they do fireworks on
No,
the
not allowed on the EU, any EU sailing.
Really?
Yeah, it's not
That's
allowed
insane.
because
Because
it's not allowed.
Disney have patented fireworks that don't use gunpowder for
It's to
their
do with
fleet.
EU law. It's not anything to do with it. I don't actually know the specifics of why you can't.
Yeah, so that's a bit strange why they won't allow
Yeah.
you because they don't even have any gunpowder anyway.
Do you
So
know
I
what,
don't know what the
Ash? We
problem is.
did not. There was so much going on.
Hmm.
You didn't miss fireworks. There was a show almost every night.
Yeah. Yeah. How long was you in Spain for?
Just the day. It was a 5-day cruise, but just one of those days in Spain. 2 days at sea, 1 day leaving, 1 day arriving back.
Right. Okay. And I heard that you always eat with the same people, right? At every
Yeah.
dinner. Is that so? How
So
was that as a experience? Because
amazing.
I find that intriguing.
Well, I mean, yeah. So obviously, depending on how many are in your party, we had our own table. So it's like me, Steve, and the kids had our own table every night. But you have the same servers and the same. You have the same. You all eat. Your group will all eat at the same place every night at the same time. We had late dining, which if I would give one tip, if you've got small children, I wouldn't recommend late dining. But we were last minute bookers, as we always are, so we didn't have a choice. We were getting late dining. We couldn't change it, although we tried. But yeah,
What
so
time?
it's
So late dining, you start at what 9 o'clock to eat or something like
8:30,
that.
which
Yeah,
is quite
that's
late
just
when you've got a 4-year-old who at that point is overtired and doesn't want to sit in the restaurant and eat dinner.
no.
So yeah, we were 8:30, which was a little bit too late, but it didn't really dampen the experience
Okay.
at all. We just had to find creative ways to entertain
Yeah.
our daughter. But yeah, so you eat at the same time every night with the same. You have the same server at your table every night, and you rotate your restaurant. So there is 3 restaurants on board, and you'll go to every single one of them once and one of them twice. So in our case, we had um, Royal Palace on the first night, then 2 nights on the Bounce Animators Palette, and then the last night it was at Enchanted Garden. But we ditched one of the nights at Animators Palette.
Okay. And I'm asking really, really basic questions, and I'm sure the
No.
listeners are like, "Oh my gosh, come on, just research already. I already know this." But I just find it really, really interesting, and I'm sure I'll do it eventually myself. But generally now, what I like to know is what surprised you. What you think? Oh, I didn't think I would get this, but this is really good.
Um, I've got a few actually. I've got a few
Yeah.
things that surprised me. A few sort of funny ones, and so the first thing that surprised me, I enjoyed the buffet at Cabanas almost more than I enjoyed some of the sit-down restaurants.
Wow. Okay.
There was better selection.
Yeah.
The food was always fresh, delicious. It was
It's
just
always the
annoying.
choice, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a lot more. There was like, I'm sure not everyone will feel that way. I mean, it's a buffet at the end of the day, but it's only open for lunch and breakfast. So you couldn't eat there for dinner per se. But me and Steve and the children, like, we had some really lovely food from there, and we didn't think that we would eat in the buffet at all, and it ended up being one of our favourite places to eat. So that surprised us. Second thing, and I don't know if this is just more prevalent on the UK/EU sailings, sunbed wars on deck 13 around the pools.
Yeah.
So basically, any time that we went swimming, we could not get a sun lounger for love or money.
Because people
There's
were hugging
fighting
them.
over sunbeds, reserving multitude of sun loungers. If you went in the adults only area, like, there was plenty to choose from, but like in the family areas around the pool, like, it was like Brits abroad.
No chance. Yeah,
That was one thing I just did not think that there would be sunbed wars on a Disney cruise, but there was. Didn't bother us much, really. We just popped our stuff down at the side of the pool and got on with it. But it would have been nice to have a sun lounger at one stage.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure there were people up there at the crack of dawn reserving like 20 sunbeds.
Yeah, I'm sure probably they do. I have no idea, but they have to nip something like that in the bud. All right. So look, you can only come at this time. You can only have this.
Yeah.
You can only have this limit. So deal with it.
Yeah. What else surprised me? Shouldn't be surprised, to be honest, but the shows were some of the best I've seen even in the parks. Like, some of they really are West End quality style shows that you get in the Walt Disney Theatre. Both of them made me cry that I saw.
Which ones were they that you saw?
So we had the Golden Mickeys, which I believe is on every cruise, and that was amazing. So it's like an award show, like the Oscars, but they're not Oscars, they're Golden Mickeys, and it's like best villain and, you know, like things like that. It's so funny, like really good fun. I don't want to spoil it, but it was really good. We saw that on the first night. Then the second night we didn't actually go to this because it was just Beauty and the Beast. And it was quite a long show. So we were like, if we're going to miss one, that's the one we're going to miss. I'd rather see the original shows. Then on the third night, it's Pirate Night. So they have a pirate show on deck, which was, again, incredible. And then on the last night, there was an original Disney show called Believe, which I would recommend to anyone. Like, that's the one that had me sobbing. And my 16-year-old sat next to me like, you're right.
Oh, bless.
It's all about your children growing up and losing the magic. And I'm sat next to my 16-year-old who I remember taking to Disney Park since he was 2. And I'm like, they're like, he was like, get a grip, Mum.
Any disappointments? You said I don't know if there were disappointments for you, right? Maybe underwhelming things.
I want to say it was one of the best things I've ever done. I don't know if there's any disappointments. So I think if you remember me going back to the beginning, I said that I was anxious and I thought that I'd get seasick. We had one of the worst crossings that some people had seen in over 20 cruises on the way back from Spain. It was so bad that I'd gone up to try and get like some toast, something to nibble on, and cast members were handing out sick bags and anti-sickness tablets.
Crossings? What do you mean? Like the waves were too...
So like we were talking to other people, and other people have done crossings was not the word, cruises. Some people have done like over 10, 20 cruises and they've never had it as rough as what it was on our cruise. So I was just really unlucky.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of turbulence, so to speak, but in cruise.
And loads of people said to me, don't worry about it, Hulse. Like, you'll be absolutely fine. You don't feel the ship move. And to be fair, for the first 3 days, I didn't. Like, I was absolutely fine. But on the 4th day, luckily it only lasted about 6 to 8 hours. So like from when we woke up to about 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Time, though, isn't it?
But it affected everyone. Yeah. Like people walking around with sick bags and like, Steve and Birdie had to go to bed. But I had actually gone to the pharmacy and spoke to a pharmacist and got really strong anti-sickness medication, and it did work.
Okay.
So I was all right. And so it wasn't disappointment, but it was a bit of a bummer because I felt like I lost half a day on the ship
Yeah,
because
6 to 8 hours,
everyone
didn't you?
else was in
Because of
bed
that.
feeling poorly. And like all the pools were then closed because it was so choppy out. So like there wasn't really much to do.
Hmm.
But, you know, not Disney's fault, not anyone's fault.
Yeah, it's just one of
This
those
is what it
things.
is. I'm trying to think. I genuinely if I'm like, if I had to pick holes in things, like this is not going to come as a surprise to you or anybody listening to this podcast. I didn't like the merch in the shops.
Really?
Yeah, hated it.
Wow. Merch
I bought a
queen that you
pin
are. Yeah.
because I had to. I've gone on a Disney cruise. I want a Disney Cruise Line pin. I prefer things to be specific. I've actually got it here. This was the only pin that
Right, okay.
they had that had Disney Dream on it. So, like, is it the nicest pin I've ever seen? No, but it's the only one that had Disney.
Didn't get a Disney Cruise Line Spirit jersey?
You know how I
I
feel
can't
about
see
Spirit
you wearing it.
jerseys.
Yeah, I know. I
And
can't
like
see
the
you wearing a Spirit
shops,
jersey at
I
all.
don't know, again, if this is a UK, EU thing, Europe thing, but like they change the merch in the shops every day. So like my bag that I got, that was in there the first couple of days, then it was taken off the shelves. On Pirate Night, they
Like,
had...
not sold out. Like, they just took
I
it
don't
off.
know. Because like there was like an amalgamation, like so much pirate stuff that was out on the Wednesday and then was taken away. Unless you bought it on the Wednesday, you weren't getting it back. One of the friends of our channel, Maisie, who was on the same cruise as me, they had mystery pin boxes. She got the last one, or like Disney Cruise Line mystery pin boxes like you get in the States, but they only put them out on the last day. So I don't know if they're trying to like reserve merch because they've got so many sailings to do before they get back to the US to restock the merch that they have. So they have to sort of like limit it. Does that make sense?
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I've seen things in like, I've been watching like shop tours of like on board Disney Dream that were recent coming out of like coming on the way up to my cruise. I was thinking, okay, they had like a Main Street bin Stanley Cup topper, and I was like, I'd like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I haven't been. I'm not going to America, and I would like a stupid little Disneyland bin topper on the top of my floor. Didn't have that when I was there. They just had Mickey ones, or they had two Madame Leota ones, and I was like, I don't really want. I love Madame Leota, but I don't really want a Madame Leota one. So yeah, the shops were disappointing. The other thing, right, I'm just going to use 4 letters, and anyone who's on a Disney cruise will understand. Mickey Churro Waffle Day. It was single-handedly the best day of the cruise, but why is it just one day? So basically, this is I can see why the hype is real. That on one day of your cruise, I think this is just in like the EU sailings, you have Mickey Churro Waffle Day, and they're Mickey waffles, but it's a different batter, and they're like encrusted in sugar.
They look nice. I see them, but they look nice.
They look
but I
nice.
think you can only get them on a cruise.
No, I think
Can
they
you
have
only
them
get
in
them on
Walt
the
Disney
cruise?
World now.
Okay.
I think they have them as a snack in Walt Disney World now, but it's only one day of your cruise. So like, and that was the day that was really like rough. So like, I'd gone up to the buffet and there was a cast member outside going, "Hey, it's Mickey Churro Waffle Day!" Like, and I was like, "Yes." I got a plate, went back to the room, and they were like the best thing I've ever had. Like, I can see why they get hyped up. I was so disappointed it was only for one day. And then as I got home, I saw a TikTok where this guy was like, bring a popcorn bucket, fill it up with Mickey Churro waffles, and then take them back to your room. I was like, oh, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah. Because they're just giving them out by the ton, are they?
No, it's just on the buffet. So you could fill up a popcorn bucket with them and take them around with you all day if you wanted to and just snack on them. But rather than walk around with a buffet plate.
Where are the cast members actually? Because, do you know what I mean? The ones in France are from France, the ones in America are from America. Do you know what I mean? Like, where are the ones from Disney Cruise? So you got Americans on there as well as British people on there as well, yeah?
British people, Americans, Philippines, Caribbean. Like, there was such a melting pot of like different
Oh,
Yeah,
that's nice. That'll
it
be
was
good to see. That'll
lovely.
be interesting.
Yeah, it was really nice, like talking to the cast members and learning about them. Actually, I was talking to Jeff's other half, Steph, about this. That my cruise director,
Yeah.
Jimmy, he was from Scranton, and we were laughing about it because I don't know if anyone here is a fan of The Office, but that's where it's set,
Yeah.
Scranton,
Fair
and
enough.
like yeah.
Scranton, yeah.
Um,
Hilarious.
but yeah, there wasn't really any disappointments, to be honest with you.
So final verdict then, what do you say? Is it better than the parks? Is it not better than the parks? Is it comparing apples to oranges, which I'm sure obviously it is,
Yeah.
but like
So
what would you say would be on your leadership board in terms of experiences?
I think I'm trying to figure out how to word this, but I feel like where the magic is lacking in the parks recently, it can be found on Disney Cruise Line. But it is completely different experience to the parks. If you're going on a Disney cruise expecting it to be a park experience, I don't think anyone would think that.
Mm.
It's a completely unique experience, and I loved it so much that I cried all day when I got off the ship. Like, that's how magical it was. Like, not just for me, but for my children, including my teenager, who was absolutely fuming about this holiday on the lead up to it. Didn't want to go.
Yeah.
Didn't want. I'm not going in the teenage club. I'm not. It's oh, mum. I'm too grown up for this. I just want to say, if you've got teenagers, they will love it. Aidan was out till about 1 o'clock in the morning every day. He was doing all kinds of things I'd never thought he would do. He did karaoke every night. He played card games. They did a heroes versus villains thing where they had to different teams, and he came back with all like stamps with villain on him. He had like come back one night with like a Hawaiian necklace, like he'd been to like a luau. Um, he almost had like the best time out of all of us. And seeing that, because as they get older, 16, you worry about like, oh, they're going to enjoy it. He
Yeah.
had an amazing time and made friends for life. Like, he's going up to London in a couple of weeks to meet some of the friends that he made on the cruise, which,
That's amazing.
amazing. For my daughter, it was amazing. They obviously, Disney are great and cater very well for people with disabilities. We met so many characters. I met characters, Ash.
That's a big deal.
It is. I met Minnie Mouse, Captain Minnie.
Yeah.
I met Hook. I met Smee. I met Mulan. I met Goofy.
Wow. Look at
If
you.
you like characters, go on a Disney cruise, because they're every 10 minutes, all around the ship.
And there's
every 10
not
minutes.
a massive line
I
to
mean,
me. There's always a massive line, isn't
there's
there?
always
It's
going to
Disney.
be a line. We waited literally not even 10 seconds to meet Mulan.
You didn't need a DAS pass or anything like that, no?
No, they don't do that. They don't really
for
do
the
that. That's the only
cruise.
thing I would say. If you've got children with autism,
Yeah.
they are going to have to wait.
Okay.
How we got around it was I waited in the queue. Steve let her run around for a bit, and then I'd be like, hey, I'm 2 from the front, and he would come in and join us in the queue. What else to say? Like the attention to detail on the ship, that's something I really appreciated. Like Mickey hands on the elevator going up and down,
Yeah.
artwork around the ship. It felt like that's the Disney. I know it is an older ship that we're talking about here. That is the Disney that I know and love. And it's just everything was so magical. I did like the animating classes where you learn to draw a character. I learned to draw how to do Mickey Mouse. There's hundreds of things like that to do. I did a Lorcana group thing on there. There's so many activities. The cast members are wonderful. The food is incredible. The shows are out of this world. If you like meeting characters, you like food, and you like shows, and you love Disney, a Disney cruise is for you. And we liked it so much, and I sobbed so hard on the last day that we have booked to go next year on a different ship from Southampton to do it all over again.
Is that confirmed? You're definitely going?
Yeah,
next
so
one?
while you're on the ship, they do a thing called a placeholder. So you pay it's 200. Everything in the ship is in dollars, so we paid a $250 down payment, whatever the equivalent of that is in pounds, and that then you've got up to 2 years to use it, and it guarantees you 10% off your cruise as well. So the $250 that you put down will come off the price of your next cruise plus a 10% discount, and you've got 2 years to use it basically. So we're going to go on the Wish class the same again this time next year. Don't know where we're going yet. Haven't decided or how long. Cause I'm now like, I feel like 5 days wasn't enough.
Oh, really? 5 days wasn't enough?
No.
But yeah.
I didn't want to get off. Like literally, I was hot when I walked off that ship. I sobbed and sobbed and sobbed. I sobbed because I loved our server so much. I just sobbed about everything.
I can see it being a lot more intimate, like a retreat, and so that makes it a lot more special.
And you get to know like you get to know your room host who who makes your towel animals every night. You get to know these people and learn about like our server at dinner every night. He did magic tricks for the children every night. He did pranks on the kids every night. He was telling me about his children and his wife in the Philippines, and like it's just a completely different experience, and just like getting to meet people you wouldn't normally get to meet. And I just loved it so much. And I actually met like a lot of other like-minded people on the cruise. Of course, we all love Disney, so handed out quite a few Arcades and Avenues cards. So if you got one of the cards on the ship, welcome.
Oh yeah, good, yes, fantastic. That's awesome. All right, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
thank you for sharing that.
Have I convinced you to do a Disney cruise yet?
You have actually. You have convinced me, and it's not like I didn't want to do it, but
no.
It's just the parks would always come first for me because there's always something to be updated with the parks, and because the price of the cruise, and I'm looking at the price of the parks, I'm like, well, I might as well just go to the park because I know it. The price isn't far off, and I want to see something more. Do you know what I mean? And so the cruise kind of always came down on the pecking order of what I wanted to do in priority, but I do need to take the time out to do it regardless.
Even if you just do like a 3-night one. 3-night to Belgium, just to get a taste for it, see if you enjoy it. Because you know, there was people that said, I just don't think the Disney cruise, like we prefer the parks, don't think Disney cruise is for us, and that's absolutely fine as well. It's not going to be for everybody, but I think
no, of course not.
If you love Disney, like I say, I feel like as a regular in the parks for years and years and years, you, especially since COVID, I feel like the Disney magic's not lacking, but like, you have to look harder to find it, where on the cruise that wasn't the case. It was pure Disney magic. And, despite having rough weather, it was one of the best things. I just loved cruising as well, and it won't be for everyone, but I think if you love Disney holidays, give it a go.
Yeah.
Just give it a go. And obviously going with an open mind and an open heart. It's not like the parks, but in some aspects, it is better than the parks. The parks will always have my heart. In 2.5 weeks, I'm off to Disneyland Paris for the annual pass party. And actually, that's the only thing getting me out of my Disney depression. We all know the Disney blues. I've got the Disney blues hard since coming off that ship. So yeah, it's just a completely different experience, but one I think if you enjoy Disney and you like what it has to offer, then you would enjoy the cruise.
Lovely. There we are.
Ladies
and gents, people, folks. I really appreciate that, and that's really, this episode wasn't going to be a big one because nothing really much has been happening.
Apart from you being right.
Just to satisfy my ego a bit and go on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a quick one, this one, but I hope it's still.
Well, we've still rattled on for over an hour.
So yeah. Anyway, yeah. Anything else before we sign off? No.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll be back next. Well, I go to, as at the time of this recording, I go to Seville So that will be interesting. Going to a holiday where there is no Disney park.
Nope.
So we'll see how that goes. And
Been a while, has it?
It has been a while. It has been a long time. So, yeah, that'll be interesting. Of course, got the Pirates and Princess, which will be happening in September. Of course, you'll be back to report on that as well to see how that was. So look out for Holly there. And yeah, we will be back with the same old pizzazz as always on this podcast. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.
See you in the next one. Bye.